Hi guys, I just wanted to record the directions for class today in case we have a little bit of internet issues because I'm not going to be in my home office today. Very simple. You guys know that we have the last two logbooks this week. They are logbooks 24 and 25, which have to do with discrimination and prejudice. This is a topic that there's tons of things to explore. However, I think it's a little bit difficult to do some of the activities from the student manual if we're not like in a physical classroom. So I'm going to show you what I've done. The two things that you need to really focus on this week is one, doing the logbooks, and I've given you some instructions on how to set up for that. You can do them in your small group. And the other thing is that, as we agreed, you guys will take all the logbooks that you've done so far and put them into one document. I've given you guys a template. The reason for that is that you don't necessarily have to use my template, but it might be easier, and it's also a very good check for you to go through and copy and paste the questions and answers that you've already done so that you can see that you've got them all, because I've also put in a table of contents, which is not required, but I did it for you so that you can check and make sure you have everything. Now, the benefit of doing that is also that I've given you all the questions for every single logbook in one document. So if you find that you've lost one, you missed one, you didn't turn it in and you didn't realize it, you can do it now. And then you can get credit for it because the final turn in will be at the end of this week, this Friday. So let me show you in Moodle what we're doing, okay? First, here we go. Here's our wonderful platform. Let me turn off my screen. Okay, so if you go into our platform and scroll down to where the logbooks are, past it. So you can see here's where I've given you the template. This is what you're going to use, or you can use, to roll up all of the logbooks that you've done so far. As you can see, here's the second page. It's got the entire list of all the logbooks that you've done. Note that some are missing. 10 and 11 were taken away. Instead, we did the influence action plan where you evaluated the power and the positional power of you and the person you're trying to influence. And you thought of a person that you would like to influence that hasn't been working very well in the past, and you were supposed to come up with an action plan to improve that in the future. Then let's see, 18 was eliminated by the JAC team, 21, and then 26 was eliminated. So you see one in your student manual that we're not going to do. 24 and 25, although this one is actually called listening skills, just like this one, I'm not sure if that's the appropriate name for it or not, because it's really about labeling and how labels make you feel. So we'll talk about that in a second when I tell you about those two logbooks. Then you can see I've copied and pasted all the questions for every single logbook here so that you can refer back to them. And this is more in case you've missed any of them. You know what they're supposed to be. Now, I strongly recommend to you guys to not copy just the answers one by one, because that will take you a really long time. It should take you the same amount of time that it took me to copy these in, which was like half an hour. So you open up each document and you copy like this, the question and the answer, and then you paste it into this document on top of this. You don't have to copy each answer individually. Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't make any sense that you copy one by one. Just copy and paste the whole thing, as long as the questions are the same, which they should be because I gave you the templates for each individual logbook. Then you should be able to do 1, 2, 3 all the way down. So there's 24 of them. Shouldn't take that long, as long as you've done them all already. Now, where you should upload this, I've given this to you again here. I actually put the last two logbooks here at the top so you don't have to scroll down and hunt for it. These I just left visible for you in case you want to refer back to them, in case they had further instructions or something like that. That's for the ones you missed. For this week, the last two, Logbook 24 and 25, are about prejudice and discrimination. If you click on this, here are the instructions, okay? The first thing you should do is watch this TED Talk. It's a very cool TED Talk. It's about this guy, Christian Picciolini, who actually was the child of Italian immigrants in the United States, did not grow up in a racist household, but got drawn into the neo-Nazi movement. And he explains kind of the psychology of how that happened and then how he got out. And now he actually works to help other people get out of extremist groups, from white power to Islamic terrorists to everything. Like, he works with, I think he's helped like more than 100 people to come out of extremist groups. And it's really touching. I cried at everything, but he really hits the nail on the head, and it's kind of obvious. So if you look at this, then you can talk about it. And we're going to do that kind of instead of this activity. In fact, I think I'm going to change this right now. I'm just going to write this activity is in the student manual, but I just want you to be aware of it, okay? So here's the thing. The reason why I want you to be aware of it is because it would be kind of interesting, possibly, if we did it in class. What they do is we're supposed to assign labels to different people in the class, and those people don't know what those labels are. And then we walk around and have conversations with them based on what we think they are. Okay, so if your label is fresa, or your label is assassino, or your label is like racista, you know, then someone might talk to you differently than if they just thought you were a normal person like them. I don't know how well that would work in the classroom, but it definitely doesn't feel like it would work very well online. So instead of doing that, I would like you to just kind of think about in general what it would be like to be labeled. I'm sure it's happened. And then you'll see when you open up this template and then scroll down to logbooks 24 and 25, the questions are, one, if you discriminate against some labeled people, or if someone has ever discriminated to you, then how would you feel about that? And then you think about people who are labeled in the community. And then the second one is really in general about prejudice and discrimination. So I think that it will be enough to prepare you to write those logbooks. So those are the only two things that you need to do this whole week. And then maybe on Friday, Thursday or Friday, we'll do an activity about protest art, like making posters anti-prejudice and against discrimination. I know that in the student manual, there is an activity that you would have to do kind of in person, where you create a mural, but we have to kind of digitalize it. If anybody has any suggestions for a different activity that you would like to do, I'm open. Please let me know. And that's about it. So again, go back to the Moodle platform. You'll find, oh, hold on a second. You'll find the logbook template both here on the main page and also inside this one that says logbook 24 and 25. Logbook 24, 25 is only inside the template that I gave you. I didn't bother to give you a separate one because that didn't make sense to me, since this is the very last one you do anyway. So all of these logbooks should be in there. It's 24 total. If you have any questions, send me a message and I'll reply back to you. And that's all I have for you for this whole week. So you can go into your small groups now to work, and I'm here if you have any questions. Thank you very much.